The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad, and joining me today is Kent Embree. And hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, thanks for coming and chatting.
You bet.
Okay, so you have a really cool opportunity coming up, but first I want to talk about who you're with. And so the name Community Foundation is all-encompassing, but it does leave a little room for interpretation. So I thought just to kick it off, maybe we would start. Can you give us a little background about what Community Foundation is and who it serves?
Well, there are a number of community foundations, so it's not like we're the only community foundation. There are a number of them throughout the country, and so we follow kind of a format, and we're a 501c3 nonprofit, just like the 501c3 nonprofits that we mostly serve. So that's kind of our goal, is to reinforce nonprofits who are doing good things in the community, and of course our mission is connecting people who care with causes that matter. So
there you go.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, so part of what we do is gather funds, and we gather those funds and then we grow them in endowments through investments, and then we grant them back out again. And with this process, it can go on forever.
Okay.
And that's what's great for our community.
Right. And it's not just Quincy. So one thing I learned, this specific community foundation serves 12 counties in the surrounding area.
Counties, yeah,
that's huge.
It's hard for me to list them all. But,
I wouldn't expect you to.
But there are 4 in Illinois and 8 in Missouri.
So it's like West Central Illinois, Missouri, right? That's kind of the location.
That's our focus.
Okay. So you're connecting people who care with basically resources to help them achieve their mission, right?
Exactly. So we talk to our donors, who help set up these funds, and then with us being a 501c3, those donated funds can take the full advantage of any tax advantages that are out there.
Gotcha.
Lead me into another
No,
question.
you're good. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on the background of Community Foundation and kind of what the overall mission is. So you did great on explaining that. Next, you're here for a specific reason, and it is because you have something coming up that provides an awesome opportunity for non-for-profits to take advantage of some grants, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
We have almost $178,000 available to start this program this year. And it's called the Community Grant Program.
Okay.
This is one of our new changes this year. It used to be called our Competitive Grant Program.
Yes.
We're trying to make it a little bit friendlier. So it's called the Community Grant Program. And anyone within that 12-county area is eligible if they follow if they're the certain format of organization.
Okay.
So
non-for-profit, and then there's probably some other criteria. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And more than just not-for-profits, 501c3s, of course, but if you're not a 501c3, but you're still a nonprofit, if you have a 501c3 as a fiscal sponsor, you could be eligible for this program as well, which is kind of a special fiscal relationship that two organizations can have.
Okay.
And it requires the fiscal sponsor to take on some of the legal and financial responsibilities of making sure the grant money is spent accordingly.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you're saying you have almost $178,000 available, what is a cap of funds that maybe one organization can receive? Mm-hmm. Yeah, is it dependent on some criteria, or is it?
It really depends what you're asking for, but
okay.
we have it categorized into either general operating support or program project support. So if you have a specific program that you have a definite budget for that you can account for, you can apply for up to $7,500 with this program.
Okay.
Which is pretty good, especially if you're a certain size nonprofit where that has a significant impact on the project that you're working on.
And $7,500, it may seem, well, I don't know. I guess it depends on where you're standing, but financially, for anyone, I would think that it would at least give them a good leg up, right? To help some people in the community.
Yeah. And this doesn't have to be the sole funding for the project. You can have multiple sources that you have planned out in your budget for the project. I think one thing our grant committee likes to see is that we have a significant impact on the project.
Gotcha.
So one of the questions on our application is, what is the role of community foundation funding in your project? So that we can kind of judge what the impact is.
Yeah, I understand that. That's actually a great criteria, because if you're an organization, you don't want to spend, you don't want to be the drop in the bucket, I think, right? Even though it all helps, it all adds up.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
And we would also give tips. I probably should back up just a little bit and mention that if an organization is applying for general operating support, the cap on that is $2,500.
Okay.
And that's so that we can encourage innovation in projects in our community, is try to get more organizations thinking about what their goals are, what their mission is, how can they best accomplish that.
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
Yeah.
So $2,500 for operational stuff, but $7,500 for, let's say, if there's maybe a newer...
Yeah, we call it program or project.
Okay, gotcha. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Well, it makes a little bit of sense to me, but I would say moving forward, if I were a not-for-profit, and I don't know squat about grant writing, because let's be real, I don't. But if I were wanting to take advantage of these funds, of these grants, what would be the first step? Or what would I do?
Yeah, well, there are many tips that I can give at this point, but the first thing is to kind of get organized.
Okay.
One of the things we ask for in your application is some financial documentation. So if you don't have a budget, you don't work off of a budget with your organization, that might be an obstacle. That might be a barrier. So get your budget together. Get your current year's budget together. Make sure make sure you have your end of year financial statements put together.
Okay.
Those are two of the required things that we have in our application. And then, let's see, the third one would be just make sure, you've got your board of directors list. Make sure that you've got your mission statement. You've got all these things that are pretty much standard procedure or best practice for a nonprofit to have.
Gotcha.
You get those things together, and that saves a lot of time in your putting your application together.
Right.
Because if you don't have them together, then that just adds that much more time to complicates it.
One of the friendly aspects, we'll say, is before it was kind of like if you didn't have a complete application, you were kind of tossed out, right? It was like, you should have done your homework. We don't have time, or we don't have the resources to go through all of these, so make sure it's complete.
So there was reasoning behind that.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was definitely to save time for our grant committee members, who are mostly all volunteers.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they're.
And I'm sure you have a pile of paperwork coming in and people wanting these funds, but you got to get your ducks in a row, right?
Yeah.
But if you're new at this, if you're somebody like me and you're starting a new program, you are new to the grant, requesting grants, there is a seminar, or you guys are offering I don't know if it's a seminar or it's kind of like a hand-holding, we'll say.
We call it a workshop.
Okay.
There's actually several ways that you can consult with us to help put your application together. So what we've done is we've eliminated the disqualification aspect of it, which is what you just mentioned.
Okay.
And prior to that, prior to this year, we would have the opportunity to do a review with one of our staff, probably the person in my position, the program officer. And but if you did not do that and you were missing a document, then your application could be disqualified. So one of the big changes this year is we've eliminated those technical disqualifications, but we still encourage people to do either the workshops, which are all actually done, but there's a recording on our website.
Okay.
So it's just like being there almost, except for you can't be interactive. But
Sure.
You can definitely watch one of the workshops. Then as you put your application together, you can schedule a review with me, and I'll help you go through it. If you have any questions about the questions questions about the questions, you know,
Sure.
I can help give you an idea of what we're looking for.
Okay.
If there's something that's absolutely required that is missing, I can let you know what those documents are, and then you actually have a little bit of a grace period at the end of after our deadline to furnish those documents.
Oh, great.
So the deadline is May 1st.
May 1st.
The due date is May 1st, which is a little different. That's one of our other changes, a little different than in previous years. If people have applied year after year, they're going to know this program is usually having a deadline in June 1st.
Okay.
So we're a month sooner this year. But what that does, the great thing about it is it gives a little bit of a grace period.
Sure.
So that we have time to let someone know if something's missing. And so we'll be working through those weeks, you know, to notify people, and then they would actually have until May 18th
Okay.
to provide those documents.
Gotcha.
That doesn't mean the deadline is extended to May 18th for anyone.
For entries,
Yeah, just
we'll
for
say.
entries,
Yeah.
Right. May 1st is still the deadline.
May 1st is the deadline. Well, I think, you know, even if it's a month sooner, you have eliminated some barriers to the funding, to requesting the funding, and added some hand-holding, as I would call it. And I think that's going to be great. Can you give me, like, just my curiosity, how many applications do you normally receive?
I remember last year counting around 90.
90.
So 90. And
Okay.
And then I know we made 55 grants last year. So there's obviously
Okay.
there's obviously
There's a need.
there's a need.
Yeah.
And that's why inherently the program is competitive.
Yeah.
Is because there's less money than there is need.
A lot of people need the funding, which is great. That means a lot of people are working, you know, towards a mission to help the community. So that's amazing.
Exactly.
And the funding is there. Maybe not enough, but it's there if you need some help. And what is the deadline for, so the whole thing is May 18th, but the deadline to get your entry in is May 1st.
Correct.
What if someone wanted to call you? Would it be, I mean, is there a,
Yeah, there's another schedule they should be aware of.
Okay.
For sure. I mentioned the reviews that we're doing, and I'm doing them right now. I have time scheduled every day set aside for people to schedule a review of their application.
Okay.
Now, the best scenario is that they would have the application already filled out, and we can go through and see if anything's missing or not.
Right.
So the review is intended to be there for completeness.
Sure.
So that I can tell them.
so don't bring in a blank application, right? That's just not,
Yeah, I mean,
Get
there's
your
not a
stuff
lot
together.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot I can do
Yeah.
if someone's got a completely blank application.
Okay.
Yeah.
we don't recommend that. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would
All
be-
right.
It would be better to watch the workshop and get a handle
Yes.
on the basics.
And come to you for things that you absolutely need help with.
Yeah.
And that date would be,
And that date is April 14th
Okay.
to schedule it. So it's coming up.
That's
with
coming
just
up real
a few
quick.
weeks here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
schedule it by April 14th because the last day for me to do these reviews is April 21st.
okay.
And so we need to
Yeah,
get,
it's coming up.
It's coming up. It's coming
Okay.
up.
All right. Now, a couple more questions. Let's start with, when is the funding normally dispersed?
Our process goes through the summer. So
Okay.
we once all the applications are in, we meet with our grant committee, and it's a process that usually takes a couple of months. So
Okay.
the grants are actually awarded by mid-August.
Perfect. Okay. All right. And then,
there's also a timeline that people should consider when they're applying, because if your grant cannot be expended within 1 year after August, say 15th,
right.
then it wouldn't be a good fit for
Doesn't
this
make a lot of
program.
sense.
It's meant to be a single annual
Gotcha.
grant.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm glad you touched on that. Also, okay, so all of this information, how can they reach out? How can they go about starting this process?
Yeah, it may seem a little daunting at first, but the best thing to do is go to mycommunityfoundation.org.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of resources on our page that is under community grants.
Okay. Community
So,
grants.
community
Okay.
grants. So
All right.
I think there's 2 tabs to get there, which might be another barrier. But if you go to nonprofits, community grants,
Okay.
you'll find the page.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people who are, in this process probably know a little bit about it, hopefully, but if not, they can call you, but make sure they do that soon, right? Because
yeah, definitely soon, and we'll get it scheduled. There's a link on there where they can schedule via Doodle.
Okay, yeah.
So they can schedule their time right online. They don't even have to call.
Perfect.
And I did want to mention there are a couple of other types of organizations that are eligible.
Okay.
Units of government. Could be like a health department, or could be, a school, and also faith-based organizations may want to consider applying.
Okay.
While we can't make every single faith-based project eligible, if it's community-focused and not necessarily solely religious in nature,
Sure.
and it's a benefit to
Not based on like a
the public.
denomination or something.
Yeah,
then, okay.
it doesn't require religious participation.
Okay.
Then that could be an eligible project as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, there you have it. If you're looking for a little bit of help with your not-for-profit organization, Community Foundation and Kent Embree can help. So reach out and get those funds. I know the community needs it, and we thank you for all of your help. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thanks, Ashley.
Yeah, of
I
course.
appreciate being here.
Absolutely. It was so nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
All right. Coming up, Brittany B. and Ash C. take on Platt Daddy BBQ.
I've had two stepdaughters go through the Quincy public school system, and it's a great system. And I love what they accomplished and what they're accomplishing now. But I have found flaws, and I believe that those could be fixed at the local level. And I don't believe that the people that are heading this state really understand what's best for our children in this city.
I believe that serving on the Quincy Public School Board is one of the most important jobs a person can have.
Over the last few years, I've seen some things that I felt like we needed some new perspectives on. I also feel like over the last few years, we've had some situations with COVID, for example, where it became apparent that we really need people who are going to stand up for the Constitution and for freedom to be in positions, these locally elected positions. I'm Tori Kaufman, and I would appreciate your vote for Quincy School Board.
I'm Ashley Randolph, and I would appreciate your vote for the Quincy School Board.
I'm Jeremy Allen, and I'd appreciate your vote for Quincy School Board.
Paid for by Allen, Randolph, and Kaufman.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan-favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too, now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Quincy Warehouse Bargains is your Quincy home improvement store. It's the only store of its kind in the Quincy area. We offer flooring, mattresses, area rugs, dining sets, couches, appliances, and much more. And have more products to come so we can better serve the Quincy and tri-state community. Our staff is ready to help you find what you need to make your house a home. Quincy Warehouse Bargains, 4100 North 24th Street, Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center.
Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
There's a reason Harvey's Furniture has been around for over 75 years.
Exceptional quality furniture, affordable prices, superior customer service.
The only way to stay in business for over 75 years is to do things right. Harvey's Furniture, our home, your home.
And welcome back. Like I said, Britt B and Ash C are going to take on Platt Daddy BBQ, and we are so excited.
I am.
Okay. I said last time we were here that I was going to wear white, but as I was getting ready, I was like, nah.
And I'm repping for you.
You are, yeah. I was like, yeah, no, I know what's going to happen. So I came prepared in all black, and I have my hair tied up, and I'm ready to do this. So, you ready?
I am.
All right. Well, I think Mr. Platt Daddy himself is coming this way with some great grub.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now, just before we get started, I would be remiss if I didn't mention your cohort, co-partner, and life partner. Is your wife, right?
I like to call her the boss lady. But
There you go.
My wife,
There you
Kelsey, she's amazing. She's actually going to hop over here tomorrow. It's her last day of work.
Oh my goodness, how exciting.
We're diving in doing this.
Good for you.
A little backstory. They met at work. I think you know this, but they met at work. Her last day is at Chaddock Day.
Okay.
And that's where they started together.
That's where you originated, huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. What a cool story.
It is kind of cool.
So
how
you met
things
Chaddock,
change.
right?
Yeah.
And you developed this awesome relationship, and now you're developing this awesome love for barbecue together. And
our relationship with our community.
Yes.
It is about. I mean, you are like diving in there, putting yourself out there. There's lots of they're just getting involved in a lot of different things already. So
It takes a community to really be successful. If everyone else is successful around me, then I can be successful too.
Right.
So
Awesome.
it takes a village.
So I know you mentioned a couple, the last time we were here, you mentioned a couple really cool kind of programs that you're doing. And we didn't get to talk a lot about it, but I wanted to mention one in particular, which I think is really cool. So there are some businesses down here in the district, of course, downtown. And one, we'll say, because you mentioned it last time, the Quincy Axe Company, where they will actually have a kiosk eventually, right? Where customers can go in and order Platt Daddy BBQ.
Yes, ma'am.
That is just so cool.
it is.
I mean, it really takes a lot of ingenuity to come up with something different. I'm not saying your food's not going to be amazing, which I can't wait to try, but great food combined with community activism and just a village, like you said, is what's going to keep you guys going. That's going to be awesome. All right.
Also partnering with your friends at the Fast Track too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're helping them start out. They're doing different.
Did you guys
events.
do the?
We were just there on Saturday, so I guess you guys were just there, weren't
Yes,
you?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you feel like a kid again. I felt like I was playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater like when you're in one of the warehouses. So
It's so wild.
Yeah. So we did. I think they called it pigs and paintball.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
So we pigged out on a bunch of barbecue and threw some paint. It was pretty cool.
Very cool. Well, I love to hear the partnerships. I love to hear the relationships. But even more than that, I'm starving. So you want to tell us what you have here presented so beautifully for us?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what we have here, we have fresh fried pork rind, and that's seasoned with our very own oink dust. That's a big staple of what we do. It's pretty much involved in most of our dishes.
Okay.
Then we have our burn-in street tacos. Our burn-ins will be a staple on our menu. We'll have that on there every single month. That seems to be a really popular thing.
Very cool.
But we have some burn-in street tacos, and we have our ribs. With these ribs, we did a little different. They're our bayback ribs. We slice them, then we flash fry them. Ooh. And then we got our smoked buffalo wings, and those are smoked fried and tossed in some buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
I got some pimento cheese for your pork rinds. I got some pickled red onions for your street taco, and the Midwest favorite, some homemade ranch.
Gotta have the ranch.
It's homemade.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
Cool.
Once you had homemade, you can't go
You
back.
can't go back.
You gotta.
That's so true. Everybody knows of it as the good ranch.
Yeah.
They got the good ranch. All right. Okay. All right. So
What's your favorite?
Yeah. What should we try first here?
Well, I'd start with the pork rind.
Okay.
And like I said, it's amazing with that pimento cheese. You just put a little bit on there, and it just kind of ties it all together.
We just dunk it in there? Just scoop it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dig on in.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't know how I've never heard of pimento cheese with pork rinds. Is that a thing?
I've never heard of it.
It's so good. And I'll be honest with you.
You could eat it without the pimento cheese.
You could, but I would say, Luke and I were doing a lower carb diet, and this was our crunch in this diet, and I was not a huge fan. I could get down on these. Mm-hmm. So is this
Is it? Are they real?
Yeah, it's just your recipe, and then you put your oink dust on it. And,
really all it is a pork skin that's dried out, fried, and then we take it out of the fryer, and then that's when we hit it right with our oink dust. That's the best time, right after you fry it.
So good.
Well, when I said are they real, I'm sure you've had those pork rinds in a bag where you're not really sure if they're
I'm not a big fan.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Well, I don't know. I see them at the bar all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. So these,
Fantastic.
These are
and
amazing.
then I can put my own seasoning on there, and it just kind of ties it all together.
Yeah.
That sweetness of the rub with the texture of that pimento,
Oh, it's so good.
it really just comes together.
So good. Now you gonna sell these like by the masses? Are you gonna sell these things?
The pork rinds, I want. There's something I can get done real quick. You order them, I'm out here in 2 minutes. So it's something I want to. It'll be another thing that stays on the menu.
Okay.
And,
Is a side, appetizer?
Yeah, side. So
okay.
you get out there real quick. You order your food. A couple minutes later, you got some pork rinds or some potato chips.
Perfect.
Perfect. So good. All right. Yeah, that's
What's next?
Let's go.
day one for a win.
Yep.
Let's go with the street taco.
All right.
And
you
then
said the onion?
If you're a red onion type person, I love them. I don't like them on their own, but I love them with barbecue. It just kind of ties it together. So
I'll trust you.
Yeah.
I'm not a big onion. I'm not a big onion person, but I'm gonna trust
do
you.
it.
So this is just our burnt ends that are chopped. A good shredded cheese and
This is
red
my
onions.
first time having a Platt Daddy burnt end, so I'm going to try it on its own real quick because, oh my gosh, it is raved about. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I've never seen anybody.
All right, well, I'll try one too then.
Just
okay.
as is. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh my god.
That's really good. Okay.
All right.
That's really good.
Right.
That is really, really good. So good.
To be honest, it's the first time I even made this.
Really?
I just knew it would work. That's the first time trying it.
You know what? I'm going to give this a go. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
And that red onion really, the acidity
gives it a
and the
pop of
sweetness
the-
of that
yeah.
just kind of marries everything together.
Gives it a little juice.
Oh, it's so good. All right. I just want to keep eating, but we just learned that, when all three of us are trying this, it's really, really quiet. So, which I think is totally okay. That's to be expected when you have good food in front of you. But I'm going to eat the rest of that when the camera is off. Let's move on to the next, just so we can get a variety of things. Okay, we're dipping into the ribs now.
Let's go to the ribs.
All right,
this is
cool.
this is really kind of what got things started.
Okay.
Our rib, it's covered in that oink dust. I made that oink dust for the ribs. I didn't think that it was initially going to
How long ago?
go on everything. Probably 6.5, 7 years ago.
Okay.
Wow.
And then ended up
And
finding out.
it started because of just out of fun, or
We had fun, backyard, doing a couple competitions, and
and here we are.
Yeah.
Has it been the same recipe since?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See?
My wife hasn't even seen the recipe. No one.
What?
And then, yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I won't ask you for it then. Okay. All right. Let's give it a go.
This is fun.
I do this every day.
I feel like I'm trying not to cry in front of people. I'm very emotional about my food. So I'm trying not to
Brittany's an
cry.
emotional eater. No,
I really am.
No,
This is so
it's
good.
So good.
So here's the
Very
thing.
good.
This is fun to me. Catering every single weekend. Everyone loves their pulled pork, mashed potatoes, and green beans. So it's almost every single weekend. Don't get me wrong, I love doing that stuff, but it doesn't give me the opportunity to really flex my creative muscles.
Yeah.
And I'm doing pulled pork every single weekend, so I really don't eat that much of my own barbecue.
Really?
I will go cater a wedding. We'll get done at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'll go to Taco Bell.
Oh, don't say that.
Just because it's pulled pork, but
I get it.
this is special to me because I'm able to do more outside of what people expect from barbecue.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this is the first time I even made these tacos. I just,
Threw it together.
It would work.
I knew it would work.
Amazing.
So, like, this is cool for me. Like, it's your first time trying it, but this is
My first time.
trying it too. It's
That's
so
fun.
fun because it's not my pulled pork that I'm doing every single weekend.
Yeah.
So we're burnt and street taco virgins until right now. All of us. That's awesome.
It is.
And it's fantastic.
I just want to like keep
talking.
I just want to take. Oh my gosh! I want everyone to try these burnt ends. It's
All right, now I got full disclosure. I am not generally a huge barbecue fan. This is fantastic. I mean,
when I think barbecue, I think actual like saucy, sweet. I don't know. I think of sweet Baby Ray's, I guess,
Yeah.
which is horrible to say.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not nothing against them, but this is like I don't know. This is a masterpiece.
It is. It's creative, delicious barbecue.
And nothing tastes the same.
No.
It's not like that same.
It's not predictable.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. It's so good. All right. We can talk about,
Last but not least.
Let's do a wing.
The
All right.
wing?
I am a wing connoisseur.
All right.
This better be good.
It shouldn't be too bad.
It's going to be amazing. All right. We ready?
Last but not least.
Are you gonna have? Are you gonna have different wing sauces?
I almost forgot. I've got to have the ranch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a couple.
What's this one?
It's just regular old buffalo.
Is it?
And we're gonna do some like
It's
pork.
different and
We're
delicious.
gonna do some pork belly, and we'll do like some hot honey pork belly bites, and we have a few cool things. That's
a good ranch.
I feel awful that I'm
yummy.
chewing and talking with my food in my mouth, but I mean,
Deal with it.
yeah. Sorry.
It's probably fun.
It's part of the job.
It is.
Be jealous. No, it's so good. This is delicious.
Oh, that ranch is good. Oh wow.
Told ya. It's a good ranch.
It's the good ranch.
Yeah.
Ranch.
This is fantastic.
It
All
is
right.
a good ranch.
So now that we've had the pleasure of trying some of your
Can you
phenomenal
pass me a
dishes.
napkin?
I was already on top of it. There you go.
All right. I'm not even done yet, but thank you. All right. So this is the second time we've had the pleasure of talking to you about how amazing this is. We walked in. I noticed that it looks so great. You've done a ton of stuff since the last time we were here. When is the opening day?
All right.
Is that a secret?
Not anymore.
All right.
It's here right for you guys.
Yay!
So our grand opening is going to be April 8th.
April 8th.
Oh wow.
That's coming up.
Yes,
That's my
ma'am.
mom's birthday.
I
Here.
think I know something you guys could do to celebrate.
I think I know too. So you're also offering catering too for April 9th for Easter, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What,
So
can you tell us about that? Yeah.
yeah, so for Easter we'll do our hams and our briskets, and you can
Wow.
you can just hit us up. You can call me.
don't
You
have
can
to
message me on Facebook. Get your order in, and we'll have pickup here Sunday morning after church. Come by, grab your food, and let us take care of that for you.
Awesome.
Wham, bam, Platt Daddy BBQ.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're gonna put that on the banner.
Yeah,
Wham,
Platt Daddy BBQ. Hey, I love it. And I love all this. And I love what you're doing. And keep up the phenomenal work. I can't wait to bring my family here. I mean, this is...
The countdown is on.
It is on. It's coming up really, really quickly.
It's felt so long, but
Yeah.
of course got a little ranch on me.
Oh,
See?
I have it all over
You're
me.
good. Am I good?
Let's touch on another thing real quick. One of my favorite things, what you're going to do behind the bar. That sounded kind of interesting.
Yeah, so you guys came in. I actually had my guy from Ronella out here working on my kegerator, but we're going to do, of course, some beer on draft, but we're also going to
Beer and
batch out
barbecue.
cocktails, so you can get draft cocktails. So whether it's margarita or some kind of spiked lemonade or whatever, we'll have it right there on tap. Pour it over ice, throw a garnish on it, and you don't have to wait too long for a drink. We can
That's
just
awesome.
move it
So
quick
cool.
and get you on.
And, I mean, the front, eventually when it's warm, is going to be like an open air concept,
Oh,
right?
yes.
It's lovely.
It's so cool.
We can even open it up if you guys like. It's very refreshing getting that fresh
so
air
neat.
coming in.
I bet, especially when you're cooking.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really cool. All right, now what's your capacity in-house, and how do people make sure that they can get in? Is it first come, first serve?
It will be first come,
Okay.
first serve. We'll have about 35 seats. I anticipate that will probably fill up quickly.
Oh, 100%.
In which case that we'll work the line. We'll get you to go orders.
Okay.
You can by all means you can wait for a seat if it's not one open.
Right.
Or you can get your meal to go. You
Yeah.
can go over to the Axe Company. You can go to the brewery.
When they go to go, where do they go in the building? Just up to the bar to pick up?
Yeah,
Or
so they'll walk in here, they'll order at the bar. You'll get you'll order your food, you can get your drink, you pay, and then we'll have someone out here with your order as soon as we possibly can get there.
Perfect. Well,
it's always made fresh.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I recommend this to everyone. Not just because it's fantastic food, but what a great story, what a great organization, what a great thing you guys are doing, bringing to Quincy and the downtown area. So, good luck. I can't wait to try more of your fantastic creations, and yeah, I would imagine we'll definitely be back together at some point.
You don't got too far to walk.
No. All right. Well, on that note, I think that kind of wraps it up. And on that note, we're going to wrap up some of this.
Yes.
If we didn't take some of this back rim, we might get fired.
Yes.
So we'll do that, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow with more Daily Money.
Thanks.